Good morning, this is Constance from Mrs. T Weddings, and thank you so much for joining me on Saturday morning. So a little bit of a different time from normal. Reason being that I got really unwell this week and lost my voice, so we had to put a halt onto the lockdown lives, unfortunately, because I just had no voice at all. So we are going to be joined today by the Cherry Barn. I'm a couple of minutes late today, having all sorts of issues with my office. As you'll see, I'm standing up for a first time. Usually I'm sitting down when I'm doing these. So we're going to have Mel from the Cherry Barn, and there she is.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look more summery than me.
Oh, I know. Well, the sun came out and I was like, oh, I'm going to wear a nice dress today to make the most of it.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really happy that the sun is out. I'm
Yeah.
happy that we now have a plan for the weddings
Exactly.
going ahead.
Yeah.
So it means that it's easier to plan for my couples. And
Yeah.
my couples have been all so amazing and they're wonderful. And I miss them so much. And I can't wait to have them back at the Cherry
I
Barn.
know.
So
I know. Oh, I can't wait to get out there and see people. It's going to be so fabulous, isn't it?
I know. And party.
So this week, clearly, I've just said I lost my voice, so there might be moments. But yes, so, you know, this week has been completely insane. I mean, if you work in the wedding industry, hats off, we made it through the week. Probably the toughest week ever.
Musical chairs and but it's been great. So I'm just pleased that we can actually move forward.
Yeah.
The most important thing.
Exactly. It is. And I think, you know, there's people in different band camps of where they are in their wedding planning, whether unfortunately the news was negative for them and they couldn't go ahead with their plans, and now they've had to reschedule again. Others are over the moon because they now can have the summer wedding they were hoping for. You know, there's a real mix of emotions going on. And, you know, for any couples out there that are kind of sitting on the fence, not too sure what to do, just speak to people, you know, speak to your venue, speak to your wedding planner, whoever it is, speak to them and, you know, figure out a plan together, rather than just sitting there getting anxious.
Yes.
But let's talk about your fabulous venue. So the Cherry Barn down in East Sussex, where we did our photo shoot in the summer, which was recently published on Rock My Wedding.
That was a fab shoot.
It was a good shoot.
Yes.
It was good fun. And the hottest day in the world, you thankfully escaped it. Your mother-in-law did not. She had to babysit us. But yes, so tell us a little bit just about the background of the Cherry Barn, where you're based, kind of what your ethos is.
So the Cherry Barn is basically based in our farm. So we're still a working farm. We have sheep and apples. And we've always had this beautiful barn that we should keep hay bales underneath, with a lean-to that we should keep tractors. And it was always in our mind to do something. So we're in an area of outstanding natural beauty, 5 minutes from Rye, in this really cute village called Peasmarsh. All rolling hills around us, and
you just can't see anything from the barn, can you? It's just fields and apple trees. It's stunning.
Absolutely. So we're really quite blessed because we're quite isolated. So it means we don't have sound restrictions for bands or music, which means couples can party.
It's a bit of a rarity as well. So that's a real treat.
Absolutely. So the project took us 4 years to complete, to restore the barn completely.
Wow, that is a big project.
It's a big project. So we wanted the barn to be kind of like rustic, but not scoop the poop. So really proper, you know, you don't need to bring generators or portaloos or a tent for your kitchen. It's basically everything is here, with ample parking. And we're always constantly making it better, adding things, you know, just to make sure that we give couples the best experience that they can have in the most idyllic place.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I mean, it is. You tick all the boxes. You know, when I came down that first time, I was just like, this is perfect. You know, it's just the perfect amount of having the utilities and the functionality that you want, while being very much a bare bones, you know, building. So you can really make it your own and really make it distinctive to your style of wedding. It's a fantastic combination of both, and the loos are great. You know, I always check out a loo, and you got a good loo, so tick that box.
The thing with the loos is because the whole place is a blank canvas and people can make it their own. The only place that we thought, well, people are not really going to dress up the bathrooms, so maybe we should add our personality in it. So we created loos that were really lush but quirky, and a mix of everything: farm, industrial, modern, and just a little bit of us.
Yeah, they're brilliant. I love it. Perfect. So, one thing that you've got, well, actually, do you want to take us on a tour while you're there? And
Yeah,
then I'll
absolutely.
ask you a few more questions as we're walking around.
Absolutely. So first I'm going to take you
The
outside. I mean, this
perfect
day
day
is
for an outdoor
beautiful. I
ceremony.
know. Perfect day for an outdoor ceremony. And currently you can only get married in a structured area. So it has to be
Yeah,
under the gazebo. If they manage to change the laws, it means that you can basically marry under an oak tree, in the orchard. That's the North
yeah.
Downs in the background. But
I'd choose that. That would be my option.
I know, orchards. But equally, you can marry inside if the weather changes. And this
Yeah,
is, what I was talking about. This is a 17th century barn
incredible.
where we made sure that the beams and the roof stayed exactly as it was.
Yeah,
But the great
stunning.
thing about this barn is that it's so bright.
Yeah,
Um,
it
so
is.
barns sometimes can be a little bit dark, but because the
Yeah,
lean-to never had walls, we were able to put glass all over.
yeah,
Original window, and all the emergency exits are glass. This is the
yeah,
original door for the tractors. So it's
sure.
just basically a really bright
Yeah,
space.
it is. And
So
it's huge as well.
yeah, really lovely area. But it's funny, it's huge that you can have like 150 or 200 people. But
Wow.
equally, we've had some micro weddings here, and they just
Mm.
made it so perfect.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Putting little vignettes of seating in and things like that to just fill the space in a really elegant way.
absolutely. So it's basically indeed a place to make it your own.
Oh, beautiful. And there's a dance floor there ready to go.
Dance floor together with the bar. So
With
always
the
keep the
bar.
bar together with the dance floor. Otherwise,
Yep,
you lose your crowd. And for us, it was so important.
absolutely.
We don't like parties where the boys are at the bar and the girls are at the dance floor. And then all of a sudden, the dance floor becomes empty because everybody goes to the bar to find the
Yeah,
boys. And it's just like,
exactly.
oh, we didn't want that party. We wanted a party where everybody's together. And
Yeah,
then, most people set up their tables and chairs on this side. So
yeah,
it means that the older people stay there on their tables and chairs, the ones who don't want to dance.
yeah,
People are on the dance floor, on the bar. And equally, the smokers, they love to stay
yeah,
by the fire pit.
yeah. Even
So,
just on a warm evening to sit
yeah,
outside there is just spectacular.
absolutely. And then the sun sets in this direction.
Yeah,
So, and
those
it means that
photos.
you don't lose your party. And lots of people hire like food trucks to put it in
Yeah,
this area, which is great.
perfect.
So then you have
Yeah,
the whole party together without
yeah.
missing each other.
Really lovely. And when the guests arrive, do they come over the bridge or do they come
Yes,
round the side?
both. So
Yeah,
a lot of people like the bridge because the bridge
yeah,
is so idyllic. But
yeah,
obviously, if you need people, if people have mobility issues, you can just drop them off here with a car.
yeah,
Some people like to walk by the orchards instead of going over the bridge, but the bridge is just so nice, and it's
yeah,
like amazing photo opportunities,
exactly.
and it's just a nice place to just be.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really beautiful. And then you've got the room at the back, which I guess could be used for whatever people want, really.
Yes. So we arrive here, which is kind of like an in between. The bathrooms are behind the silver birch
Yeah,
trees.
it's a really
Um,
nice touch there. And there's the coat rack and things like
and then
that
there's
behind
coat
there.
rack in the back. And then
Yeah,
the only room that's separate from the rest is the white room. And I'm going to
yeah.
walk slowly because the reception here break. But it
Yeah,
is
we're
a
already
white
losing
room
you.
where, okay, am I
Oh,
breaking?
there we go.
Ah,
There we
you're
go.
already
We're
losing
back.
me. Oh, so it's a white room.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, I think if I go a little bit too further, it might be easier to send pictures. But
Yeah, we'll
it's
put
a
some
really
pictures
large
on
room.
stories.
Exactly. It's a really large room where it's bright. It's got sockets for like all the phones and hair dryers and straighteners and whatever you need.
On the shoot, we definitely used every socket going.
There's about
We had
20.
so many models.
There's like 20 sockets in there. But we did that thinking, okay, everybody has like their phone that they need to
Yeah,
charge and their hair dryers and straighteners.
exactly.
And it's a bright room, which it means that for makeup's sake, it's
Yeah,
just perfect. But we use that room a lot as like a creche if there's like lots of children.
yeah,
Because children don't care to be with everybody. They want to do their
yeah.
own thing.
Just sit on their iPads on the sofa more than anything.
Exactly. Sometimes if you have a large band, it's a good
Yeah,
breakup room. for the band afterwards. So it is
Yeah.
a really malleable room. We love
It
that.
is. It's really good. You know, you can have it for bridal prep in the morning.
Absolutely.
And then turn it into, you know, the chill out area, whether it be for older people that don't want to be so close to the music, or younger people that...
You say that, but we try to do it as a lounge room for the older people, but the older people still want to see it has to be like really older, like 90 years old or more, because older people in general like to stay where the action is. So they either stay by the fire pit or by their tables.
Yeah,
they
that's true.
want to see it happening.
Oh, lovely. Good. And so you've got a really good offer. So when somebody books with you, they hire for 48 hours, don't they?
That's right.
Is that right? Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how that works.
So the 48 hours is basically for many reasons. One, it means that we have fewer weddings here at the Cherry Barn, and it means that we can really bond with our couples. And we as much as the couples fall in love with the venue, we fall in love with the couples.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really great relationship. So we know all of them. We know all of them by name. And second, in the 48 hours, it means that you have the barn the day before to set it up.
Yeah.
And people forget that the day before on the setup, it's just such a special moment with the closest family and friends.
It is.
And it's just that starting to build up, and you go home.
You get the bubble of excitement, don't you?
It's amazing. And it means that you go home after the setup and you're like home or to your hotels or for dinner, and you think, oh, it's all beautiful, it's all perfect. Next day all you have to do is get ready. And it means that it's stress-free. It's stress-free for the couples, it's stress-free for the suppliers. We haven't, I mean, knock on wood, but we haven't yet had any, you know, difficult, nervous or stressed couples. And I think it's just a wonderful concept. And it's, you know, it's for the couple for 48 hours to really, you know, make the most of it. And then you give it back on the day after. So you have, again, enough time to take it down, your guests to take their cars. And it's just more of a relaxed purpose.
It's more about having a weekend, or, you know, just really getting to enjoy that time together rather than whacking out an event and then packing it up and going.
Absolutely.
You know, it's really kind of taking it at a leisurely pace to make sure that it's really enjoyable for everyone.
Absolutely.
Which, as a planner, I am all about. The slower the pace, the easier the life.
Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah, there's no rushing. We're not getting to be like, come on, you need to leave. Or like 1 o'clock in the morning having to take everything down. Oh, yeah. I
know there are some venues out there that do that, and it definitely is a different pace of, you know, for everything. So how would you say, clearly there are so many barn venues out there, and especially in your part of the country, there's quite a few barns, given the nature of it being quite an agricultural area originally. So what differentiates the Cherry Barn? What is it that really makes you special?
Well, there are many things that I love about the Cherry Barn. So the first thing, it's really bright. So it's bright even in the most miserable days. So for us, we find that in a summer day, if you're dark inside and outside is bright, it just makes you feel a little bit claustrophobic. Second part is that we have all the amenities. You don't need portaloos, you don't need generators, you don't need a kitchen. It's all contained here. Third is how the flow works. You know, it just works naturally. I mean, couples make it their own and they make the flow as they wish. But, you know, it usually starts in the lawn and then they come into the barn and they move to the patio, and it just flows really, really naturally. Third thing is that, you know, fourth thing actually, is that you can legally marry inside or outside, or there's a church walking distance, which is
amazing,
which is great. And then we're quite lucky because indeed there are many barns, but we're quite isolated, and so it means that it's very, very private. So we don't really have sound limitations. It means that people can really properly have bands and party on. We allow glamping on site because we're in a 400-acre farm. So a lot of couples choose to have a glamping and make it into more of a weekend event. And I think a lot of venues have a lot of these things, but it's having all of them together.
You're ticking all the boxes, and you've got the bridal prep area as well.
And you have the bridal prep, and it is truly a blank canvas. So finally, that's the key point for us, is that couples make it their own.
Yeah.
So we're not if you're looking for a cookie cutter type of venue, it's not us.
No.
For us, it's really a place to make it your own. So you have the options of having a picnic table, a wooden table, rustic table, linen table, crossback chairs, chavari chairs, benches, and you can, it's really to show your personality, and you don't have to follow the rules. You don't have to cut the cake if you don't want to. If you just want to have the ceremony and party all day, then do that. And it is really, truly a blank canvas.
I love that photo I put on my stories yesterday where all the chairs were different colours.
Yes.
You know, I thought that was so fun. It's like such a kind of, you know, such a nod to individualism and showing you, you know, actually this is how we're going to do it. We're not going to do it how you tell us to do it, you know, and I think that's lovely. Yeah, it's a really special venue. I mean, you know, I mean, the venue is incredible. When you actually see the orchard, you know, you tell people that you're surrounded by apples. My goodness, you are surrounded. And, you know, this isn't like small fry. Oh, there's a few apple trees in an orchard. This is industrial level, like huge amounts.
And apple orchards are so special, and you get the beauty from the apple orchards all year round. So now all the trees are sleeping. I'm just going to go there now. This is just one of our fields. All the apples are sleeping because it's winter.
Look at that view.
Pretty soon you will have, you know, the blossoms. And then after the blossoms, when the blossom comes, it's already really bright green. And then from that, the apples start growing. By the end of September, the apples are large and red, and these are juicy red apples. So it's hilarious because for all the September weddings, you always see people in the orchard like taking a bite of the apples, which end of September is great, but before that, it's a bit tart. So you say
bit tart, better for cider or apple juice.
I know, but these are juice apples, so they're really juicy and sweet. So for the lucky end of September couples, they usually get like really nice sweet apples.
I love that. Are you open year round, or do you just do the summer?
We are open year round. Obviously our price doesn't change much. So we let the price dictate how many weddings we have. So obviously all our weddings are concentrated in the summer period. But because of the large space, we didn't realize that actually we have started getting lots of requests for the winter because you know, with the space people set up their chairs for ceremony here, and then they have their tables and chairs, and we recently created a hard standing surface for, you know, parking in the winter time. So yes, so all year round.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And so you've got the bar and you've got a kitchen there. How does that work? You know, they only use your caterers? Do they have to use your bar? What are the kind of corkage options? How does all the catering side of things work?
Okay, so in terms of alcohol, people can bring whatever alcohol they want during the day. And then in the evening, there's a paid bar option. So it comes fully staffed with a paid bar. And we make sure that the drinks are the drinks that the couples want to drink. Some couples want to bring all their alcohol for the whole duration. And then if that's the case, then we charge a corkage fee for the evening. And it's a flat fee of $650. For the
that's not much. That's good.
The idea is we are not counting bottles.
Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to count bottles.
It's not a fun job.
So we say flat. And in the end, it turns out to be the same. Some people decide to put money behind the bar because they cannot think about what to buy. So that's fine too. Let's put money behind the bar because we have local pub prices. So that's
okay.
Bad.
It's not out of control.
No, absolutely not. And then finally, for the caterers, we didn't want to have one or two caterers because we didn't want to limit the food. We also wanted the caterers to work bespoke on the couples, and you know, some people want the sharing ceremony, other people want the traditional 3-course. Doesn't matter, whatever the couples want to do, they should be able to have. Barbecues, hog roasts,
I completely agree.
So we work with about 10 different caterers that we love and adore, and these are people that we trust. And the reason why we work with them is that the caterers will make or break your wedding. So if you get a bad caterer, they can burn the kitchen, food poison all the guests, or have just terrible service. And I know, it's just like, so then you can still bring an external caterer, but they'll have to pass through some hoops for us to say yes.
To qualify,
Exactly. Just because, again, it's if you get a bad caterer, people will say that the cherry barn was terrible.
Yeah.
In reality, had nothing to do with this. So that's a way for us. And
yeah.
and
And like you said, you love your couples. You want them to have the best day ever. So you want to send, you know, to be there to make sure as an expert that they're getting the right thing, you know, the right caterer for their wedding.
Absolutely.
And not going to be disappointed and have, you know, something go wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also the thing I think that's really important to mention as well is that you've got that catering space. So,
Yes.
you know, they don't have to bring a catering tent with them or a trailer, everything. If they, you know, they've got an amazing amount of space in there where they can spread out, and there it is, you know, and there's running water, there's electricity, there's everything you need.
Everything, even a toilet for the staff.
Perfect.
So, and they come in from that door. So
yeah.
basically, they have their own privacy, yeah, it's a proper kitchen.
Yeah, it's really amazing that that's, you know, that's also on site, given it is such a blank canvas.
Yeah.
Quite often you'd also need to then bring in a catering tent or something to then facilitate that side of things.
An even floor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly, it's so good. So you've got everything all there. You've got all this amazing space. It's so versatile in how they use it. You can get married inside or outside. The options, you know, there are so many options, and I think that's one of the most fabulous things. What would you say is your general type of couple that, you know, get married at the barn?
I think my couples are kind of like a relaxed luxury, very much like you are. A really nice relaxed luxury, boho, but you know, or you have the traditional, but the traditional people are the traditional with a twist.
Yeah.
And they're all just gorgeous people, just as people, and they're like relaxed and chilled and lovely and wonderful. But most of all, they know what they want. These are people that are quite in tune with who they are and what they want, and they're also tired of the, you know, cookie cutter models. They also want to do something a little bit more them, and it could be like from festival wedding to a relaxed luxury. But you know, it means that it's people just make it their own, but it's people that want to make it their own. These are my couples.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it's, you know, it's a space where people can really breathe, you know, it's not suffocating at all. And so, you know, if you've got loads of kids coming to the wedding, that's okay. They can run free in the field, you know, they can run between the apple trees. They're going to have the best day ever, and they're going to have such lovely memories. But at the same time, if you want to go kind of big on the drinking and making, you know, food trucks and making it much more festival style, it's got that space and capacity to do that without feeling that, you know, there's a kids area to it or anything like that. So it's really, it is a really dynamic space, which is fantastic. And I think you as well as a, you know, personality really bring out, you know, a real warmth in people, and, you know, you're going to attract people that understand kind of, you know, having a stylish wedding, but that's really authentic to them, which is just gorgeous, which is what everyone should have.
And I think a lot of the time when people are like, they have their personality and they're like, oh, but it is a dry hire, and they feel it's a bit daunting. I mean, we're not going to leave you by yourself. We're going to guide you throughout the whole journey.
Exactly.
To help find the best planner for them, or even just to suggest the right suppliers, show them the place, how it can be, give them ideas. We are not leaving you on your own to just, you know, try
figure
to
it out.
everything out by yourself. No, imagine. No. We're here to help. And it's like your first time getting married, and only time. So yes, we will hold your hand throughout the whole process.
And you live on site, don't you? So, you know, you're there, you're not going to just leave the, you know, although it's a dry hire, it's not, right, here's the keys, good luck. It's, you know, you're there. If something goes wrong, you're going to help out. You're going to be manning the bar. Not personally, but.
And we love that part. So we have our staff, and, you know, sometimes we have couples, not couples, but the party, and they're really thirsty. So we go to the bar and we see that the bar is like, oh my God, it's a really busy bar. So Steve and I will get behind the bar and we'll just help at the bar, and it's a lot of fun. But it means that, you know, we will check. We always pop in and out just to check that everything's okay, and make sure that everybody's happy and the lights are switched on. I mean, the dance lights, they change into boogie lights, so we make sure that the boogie lights are on, and everything. Absolutely, we always come back.
I love that. That's brilliant. And so you said you only do a few weddings a year. In general, kind of how many weddings are you doing a year?
So
I mean, at the moment, everything's a bit weird.
Oh my God, 2021 is a completely different year. Usually we do about 25 weddings, which is basically concentrated in the summertime.
Summer months. So kind of going from Easter through to September kind of thing.
Obviously, 2021 and 2022 will probably be 2 different years where we'll reach about 39, 40 weddings.
Wow,
but because it's
that's
a bit more
huge.
concentrated, and we need to make sure that everybody does get married. They all want to get married.
Exactly. That's what I tell all my couples. My number one ambition is just to get you married.
And
how we get there and how we do it might change, but we're going to get you married.
In the best way possible for them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's you know, it's working, you know, if you're a couple not sure how to go about it, you need to find people that care and that want to make sure that everything's right, and they're not just going to be kind of sending you an invoice every few months and that's about it. It's about checking in with you, making sure that, you know, you're in a good place with how it's all going. And, you know, you guys are brilliant at that. You're also surrounded by some absolutely stunning towns. You've got Rye on your doorstep, you've got the beach on your doorstep. Tell me a little bit about kind of accommodation options and things that are around the area.
Well, we're really, really blessed because on site we have limited accommodation, so we have a large loft and a 2-bedroom cottage, and we allow glamping also, which is really fun. But then in Peasmarsh, our village, the winery next door just opened 11 boutique hotel rooms. We have a large English hotel with 44 rooms. This area is filled with Airbnbs and B&Bs and cottages, and then we're
like the most beautiful ones as well. They're the most picturesque places, aren't they?
It's really good quality Airbnb, because you go to some areas and it's just like really average Airbnbs. But here, all the holiday rentals are really, really wonderful. And then we're 5 minutes from the medieval town of Rye, which is gorgeous, and
just
now
stunning.
It's like great. You have like the art galleries and all the wonderful restaurants and brunch places. It's just amazing. And then Camber Sands, which is a dune beach, is about 10-minute drive from us.
Incredible.
It's just great. It's a really wonderful.
So nothing better than the following day having, you know, a beach barbecue, or not barbecue, but, you know, brunch on the beach. I mean, there's literally nothing better than that. Than getting rid of those alcohol cobwebs.
Dip in the sea. Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's so good. It's so good. We love it here. It's just it's a wonderful place to live, actually.
Like when we did the photo shoot, we didn't wrap until I think it was like 9:30, but it was, you know, it was early August, so we had to drop one of the team off at Rye Station to go back to London, and when we dropped them, we had to drive through Rye, and everyone was sat outside drinking Aperol Spritz. It was the hottest day of the year. It was horrendous, and it was my birthday, but I was driving, so that wasn't so fun. But you know, it was just so gorgeous to see that. You know, I mean, maybe in every other year it wouldn't feel so amazing, but you know, after having a lockdown, it was just what you wanted to see. All these happy people sat outside drinking, having a lovely time on a Friday night. It was just so special.
It is a really special place. And I mean, during lockdown, it seemed a bit like everybody was coming more together within the UK. But it is like that even outside of lockdown. It's just a wonderful place to come. It's just really, really nice. We're really lucky.
Really
and we have a good microclimate here. So where everywhere else is raining, we get a drier drier weather, basically.
And that's why you've got so many wine growers around you as well.
Absolutely.
Wineries.
So many. And you can do a proper wine trail around here. Really
well, you're even linked to one of the champagne houses, or sparkling wine houses.
I work for Hoffman and Rathbone, which of course I'm biased, but in my opinion is probably the best premium English sparkling wine. And it's just and that's the thing, around here you have so many different wineries, and that was my favorite chosen one, and the best one in my opinion. But you can have this here in England now, and it's amazing, isn't it? It's wonderful that you can have amazing quality sparkling wines, as good, if not better, than champagne houses.
Yeah, absolutely. So for your wedding, you can have, you know, the apple juice made from the apples that are
apple
on
juice
site.
from our farm. You can have the cider from our farm.
Yeah,
you can have
the champagne from down the road.
Exactly. And you can
sparkling wine.
And all the local produce comes, all the produce in England basically comes from this area.
Yeah.
So
you're right on the cusp of Kent and East Sussex.
Yes.
And, you know, it is the Garden of England. There's so much beautiful produce down there that, you know, I think you could really do a fabulous sustainable menu with your caterers without having to try very hard at all. And certainly not making any sacrifices. So, yeah, so many fabulous opportunities. So just before I let you go back to your family and enjoy your weekend, just let everybody know if they want to get in touch with you directly, what's the best way to do that?
Just either drop me an email at info@thecherrybarn.co.uk. Also on my website, you have my telephone number. You can just call me.
And that's your number. They'll be speaking to you. Yeah,
absolutely. It's my number. So a lot of people do call, which is great because then I get to chat to the gorgeous couples. And it's just, whatever works. WhatsApp, whatever works. Messenger.
Perfect. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today. You've been an absolute superstar, and thank you again for sharing your beautiful venue with us, and wishing everyone a lovely, lovely sunny Saturday.
Yes, and lovely talking to you, Constance. Can't wait to have you back here and doing your magic at the Cherry Barn.
Somebody book me that wants to get married at the Cherry Barn. I want to do a wedding there now.
Yes, anybody looking for the most amazing, relaxed luxury, Constance is the person. It's just, I can't wait to see your magic here again.
Yay. Okay, right. Lots of love and speak soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.